Here's one. I'm actively grieving for a loved one and have been incredibly grateful to the few people who have gone out of their way to drop off flowers or simply to say they are sorry for my loss. I say few because it seems to me that right now, during a time of huge grief, everyone is distracted by their own issues and don't take notice of an individual situation. What are some of the ways you have seen kindness expressed to people in grief? Well, Susanna, thank you. You've noted it already. Flowers. I'm sorry for your loss. I mean, some people, sneeze at those words as being sort of pat. But I don't say any words pat here. I don't think there are words for this place, really. Poets might have the best access to it, but probably painters or musicians might have the easiest way of expressing this stuff. So I'm sorry for your loss. Where I sit is perfectly fine. I think what really helps me is when someone doesn't run away from me or any part of me. When someone can authentically just share the awkwardness. Very often it's awkward. I don't know what to say. I'm not sure what they need to hear. And so I'll talk myself out of even trying. And then, oh, hey, good to see you. And we don't touch this issue that's right under the surface. And sometimes ostensibly I'll watch myself rationalize that as like, oh, they don't want, they just want to act normal. They don't want me to bring it up. Well, that's generally not true. And you can also say a lot with your eyes or a hand on the shoulder. It doesn't necessarily need to be words, but one way or another, not running away from each other. And I mean that sometimes physically, but I really mean that emotionally. I think this is where we're being called to build out our capacity. And for me, it's very helpful to remember that compassion, for me to feel something on behalf of somebody else, is endless. Where I start getting squirrely is when I make the mistake that, oh, I'm supposed to do something. I'm supposed to make this all better. I'm supposed to fix it or whatever else. Then I feel pressure and that feels impossible. And then I get squirrely. But I just remind myself it costs nothing for me to feel something. I have an endless supply of feeling. So teasing out compassion and just actually feeling something on someone's behalf, because I believe that registers, whether it's through vibes or a word or a flower, I believe it registers somewhere in our person. And honoring that, I mean, just loving the feeling. It doesn't, so folks who are around people in grief shouldn't feel like they need to fix it or do something. Just feel something. These days, really feeling something on behalf of another person is a kind of, I think of it as a kind of activism. It's almost revolutionary anymore. So those are some thoughts, Susanna. And I think, each of us here on this call can begin to kind of lead this way. But I think daring to feel is the start.